Okay, the next concept that might be new to you is the idea of degrees, minutes, and seconds. So these words are minutes and seconds are not the time terms that you're used to. These are a measurement of degrees. If you've done anything with like navigation or aviation, you may have seen these before. So we have our degree unit, and then a minute is 1/60th of a degree. And a second is 1/60th of a minute, which is 1/3600th of a degree. Okay, so again, we're using these 60s. So a minute is a 60th of a degree, and a second is a 60th of a minute, or a 1/3600th of a degree. So for example, let's say we have 16 minutes. I'm sorry, 16 degrees, 25 minutes, 32 seconds. And we want to convert that into just degrees, so the decimal version of degrees. So the way that we would do that, 16 is our whole number, so we leave that alone. That's a full degree. And then 25 would be 25/60ths of a degree. And then 32 would be 32 3600ths of a degree. Okay, so we just use these unit measures here to convert it. So you put that in your calculator, be careful with the fractions, and you're going to get 16, just do it all at one time, 16.4255555, and so on. And we'll worry about where to round that in a later section. Okay, but that's the idea, is that you have your whole part, this part's over 60, this part's over 3600. Okay? Now, if we want to do the other direction, we have a decimal and we want to convert it to degrees. We can't do it this exact way because we don't know which part is going to be over 60 and which part's going to be over 360. So it's a little bit different going the other direction. So let's say we have 35.827, and this is our decimal form of degrees, and we want to change it to degrees, minutes, seconds. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, again, we're going to break off the whole part because we don't need to do anything with that. And then this 827 part, we're going to change that into minutes first. So we're going to do 35 plus, now up here when we were converting, we divided. This one's going to be the opposite. We're going to multiply. So 0.827 times 60. Like that. And that's going to give us the minute portion of this decimal. So what happens when you do that, you get 35 degrees, this is the degree part, plus 0.827 times 60 gives us 49.62. 49.62 minutes. Okay, so now we have degrees and minutes. We want to take this decimal portion again and make our second. So we do the same exact step again. So we've got 35 degrees, that's our whole portion of degrees. 49 is our minutes. And now the 62, we break that off again, 0.62. And we don't multiply by 360 because we already multiplied this by 61. So we're just going to multiply it by 60 here because we want to get from minutes to seconds, not all the way from degrees to seconds. Okay, so minutes to seconds, we just multiply by 60. So we get 35 degrees plus 49 minutes plus 1.03 seconds. And then usually you're going to keep that part as a decimal. Again, we're going to talk more about rounding and significant figures later. Okay, we've talked a lot about degrees, which is one way to measure an angle. Now we're going to talk about another way to measure, which is called radians. So a radian is defined as the angle that you get if your radius, back that up a little bit, if your radius matches your arc length. like that. So here's our radius, and then if the distance around is the same distance, then the angle that you get right here is theta. Okay, so your radius matches your arc length. And that will give you the angle theta, and theta is equal to 1 radian. Okay, so this is a different way, a different measurement instead of degrees. All right, so if we look at, let me draw another circle, it's not going to be as pretty. All right, so if we were to go all the way around the circle, okay, all the way around the circle, remember that if the radius is r, you go all the way around, circumference is 2 pi r. Okay, circumference is 2 pi r. So if we go all the way around, like that, our arc length is going to be 2 pi r.